Here I am. Hello.
How are we doing, Rick? You all right?
You're right. Just press recording in progress. My God.
Just Roberta said you get in bang on time, so I wanted to just
bang on time.
yeah.
I'm always a little bit early in case anything goes wrong.
We were just talking about Salford precincts. Have you got any sort of weird, sort of modern brutalist things like round your way?
Well, we live in York, so no,
Right.
there isn't really much of that. It's very, very oldie worldy where we are. But there is a hideous 1950s, 60s car park that was built above, funnily enough, that used to be called Fibbers, a venue in York. And that sticks out like a right sore thumb. But apparently Prince Charles loves it, so it's got to stay.
Right.
King Charles. Come on.
But you're from Stockport, remember? You're Manchester.
Well, there is that, Rowetta, but I did move away when I was about 4 or 5, so I don't really have that many memories.
But you bring it up when you want to be cool. You want to say I'm from Manchester. When you don't feel posh. Yeah. And then I say, I've got cousins in York when I want to look posh.
Right, let's get into it then. Right, so we're joined by Rick from Shed 7 and Rowetta. Neither of you don't really need an introduction, to be honest. Legends of indie music and just all around good people. Rick, I'll start with you then. How did you approach Rowetta about doing this single? Because obviously you've both been around for a while now. A lot of people sort of know who you are. I mean, in terms of the process, was it as simple as just picking up the phone and saying, do you fancy doing a song with us? Or how long did it take?
Well, hi, James. Thanks for having us on. And yes, to answer that, it was pretty easy. We've known Rowetta for quite a long time. And the more the songwriting process went on, particularly with this particular track, it just sounded like it needed Rowetta on it. When I started writing the melodies, the first person I thought of was Rowetta. Just that chorusy, come with me in ecstasy. It just sounded so Rowetta that it would have been very, very rude not to have reached out and asked. So yes, because we've known each other for quite a long time, we've bumped into each other at festivals and so forth. We've supported the Mondays way back when. I just thought it'd be ridiculous not to reach out, and luckily Rowetta said she'd love to hear it and take it from there, which was great. And thankfully she's agreed to be on it, and it has done exactly what I thought it would do in my head. So it's all worked out brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, and Rowetta as well for you. I mean, like I said before, Shed 7 have just got that name around them, that aura around them. I'm guessing it wasn't an easy thing just to say, of course I'm going to do it, because why wouldn't you want to work with Shed 7, to be able to have that credit? It must have been great to have got that call.
Yeah, but it's got to be, the tune's got to work for me and for the voice. Rick's completely right. He knew that it'd work. But a lot of people, even today, because they've heard the Shed 7 track they sent me, and some of them mean the rubbish that they send me, they think I can add to them, but I can't add to it if I don't love it. And if the tune's not great, or some of the tunes that some bands, I might love them, but they don't work for me. I've said no to What Time Is Love KLF. It wasn't for me. Stupidly said no, but I didn't love it. This tune, immediately, I loved it. I loved the melody. I loved the lyrics. I just really felt it. And most tunes, I don't really feel them for me, even though they might be brilliant. Some pop songs I can't do. Can't get into a proper poppy song. It wouldn't be for me. But Rick knew it would work. I've known the lads for a long time, but if it hadn't have worked for me, then I couldn't have done it, because I wouldn't have done it justice. But it's like a proper tune that I really felt me singing as me, and being a bit punk, which I love. But I really felt it. It's just perfect. Honestly, I felt really, really great singing it immediately, and I can't wait to sing it live.
Yeah, it's definitely got that sort of Stones sort of vibe to it. It's that sort of, reminds me a bit of sort of Mary Clayton, that sort of, energy behind it. But I mean, I want to ask you as well, Robert. I mean, obviously the lyrics reference the Hacienda. Manchester's had a lot of revival, I guess, over that stuff recently, because the books and the films about Tony Wilson and 24 Hour Party People and all that stuff. There's definitely been a revival. I think it's fair to say, on that whole scene. Was that something that you, I guess, thought about when Rick approached you with this song? Did you sort of think, well, Manchester's going through this thing again, let's celebrate that golden era by adding something to it, because you were part of it?
Not really, because I've done 24 Hour Party People, I've done Hacienda Classical. I'm going to do Beyond the Music with Oliver Wilson, a seminar where the legends hand over to new music. So it's always part of me. But Shed 7, this song is completely different. It's felt fresh for me. It's something new. The sound for me is new, even though it is very much a Shed 7 tune. I love the combination, the collaboration really works. It's a new sound, it is Stonesy, but I've not heard anything just like it at the moment out. So that's what excited me. Rather than nostalgic, it sounds fresh and new to me. And that's why it's exciting. I do a lot of nostalgia all the time with Happy Mondays. This felt fresh and new. And I love the whole album I've heard. I was like, wow. And Rick will tell you, I was properly, wow, this one, I didn't want it to be better than my track, but they're all and yeah, they're all brilliant. It's that I want to sing on all of them, you know, it wouldn't work, but I just loved the whole album. So everyone, and it comes out on my birthday, January the 5th. What a gift, what a present. So
well,
yeah,
I didn't know that, Rowetta, and weirdly enough, my late father's birthday was January the 5th, which is when that, well, obviously that comes out as well. I did not know that. That's very interesting,
yeah,
and even better for it.
I know. Oh, he must have been a beautiful person. No, it's a special birthday, January 5th. Me and Marilyn Manson and Vinnie Jones. Anyway. Oh, no, I'm sorry he's passed though, but oh, that's really special. Oh, thank you.
Brilliant. So that starts off our 30th anniversary year even more specially then.
Yeah, so I won't be saying happy birthdays. Everyone will be going, we just bought the album this year instead of happy birthday on social. But yeah, I'm really pleased it's coming out my birthday. It's like a present to me, a gift. It's a celebration.
See,
yeah,
it's funny.
Sorry, Rick, I was just going to say, I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, in terms of staying fresh as an artist, because your last album I found, Instant Pleasures, it still sounded really fresh and different. And I know you've been around for a long time as a band, but I think you're sounding tighter than you ever have done before. And is that something, I mean, that you've worked towards progressively over the last 20, 30 years or whatever, because you're as big as you ever has been. And I think that's a testament to you as a band, because you still sound so tight and probably better than you did 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, we do get told that quite a lot, and I can totally get it. I mean, weirdly, we never sit down and discuss what we're going to do. It just happens naturally. That's something that's been from the very, very beginnings. I mean, me and Paul started writing songs when we were like 13 or 14. And even way back then, we didn't think about it. We just did it. So, for example, this particular album, there's going to be 12 songs on it. We maybe wrote about 15 songs. We're not one of these bands that will write 100 songs and whittle it down to 12 for an album and have loads spare on shelves. You know, we know if an idea is working, and we'll know to persist with it if it's working. And if it's not really going anywhere, there's no point in struggling over it. So we just shelve it, bin it, you know, and move on. So nothing's really changed. I mean, we're all in our 50s now, and it's still the same kind of process. But I guess with age comes experience and knowledge, and you kind of just look at things slightly differently, maybe because you've been there and done it, and maybe there's less pressure on us because of that as well. We don't have anything to prove as much. We're just doing it solely because we just love the process of doing it. And I think that shines through, and I think that's what people are perhaps hearing on the last couple of albums we've had, is that kind of just relaxed, who cares, this just us doing what we do best kind of attitude. And I think that just come across. Weirdly enough, with what Rowetta just said, you know, yes, it is fresh and it's current, but we could have written In Ecstasy in 1992 and had Rowetta on it, and it just would have been huge then. So it's funny how we can be current and up to date, but we've kind of captured that really classic, very early 90s thing that's going on in it.
I love this well live though. I can't wait to do it live with them, because when I first saw them live after a big gap of not seeing them for a few years, I think it was Hardwick Festival, the energy on stage, they're not like 50-year-olds, as they're saying. You've got this energy better than ever. The songs are better than ever. Just how a band should be, improving over the years, getting new fans, young and old, all in the audience. I was just so impressed. I couldn't believe the difference when I first saw you in 99. Even though you were great then, you were a young band, you were just the finished product just brilliant. I just loved your energy. So I can't wait. And even when we did the video, and videos can be tiring to make, you repeating, and I get knackered, my feet are always hurting, but your energy is incredible for your age.
Well, thanks. Thanks, but I think, yeah, looking back even to when we supported you guys in the late 90s, you know, I was always a little bit over-conscious of things. I was always a bit worried that people were going to like it, and I was always a bit worried if we'd make mistakes. So we were always kind of within ourselves. But again, I guess with age, it doesn't really matter, does it? It just doesn't matter. You know, if things go slightly awry, you laugh it off and move on.
You also know how good you are now. I mean, I know I can sing, and the more you know you can sing and perform, and it's natural. I love going on stage, so don't worry. And that just, you know, it comes with doing it all the time, probably.
Yeah.
But not worrying about what you look like, if everything's
Yeah.
got to be perfect, it doesn't matter. And then you
and
become
it feeds into the audience, doesn't it? And they love it all the more for that, really, don't they?
Of course they do.
Yeah, and you know, you just seem so
Sorry,
relaxed on
James.
stage as well. No, my job's just to listen to you guys all day. I'm just here to pop in on the conversation. You just seem so relaxed on stage as well. I mean, I've seen you a few times now, and I think probably like you were saying, because of the experience that you've got, you know, you just seem to have a great time on tour. And I think that's the thing with a lot of bands. They almost take themselves a bit too seriously. Whereas whenever you see Shed 7, you're always smiling, you're always joking with the crowd, you're always interacting. I think people love that, and I think that's why you've still got, you know, your tour this year is some venues are still already sold out. You're probably playing, you know, medium-sized venues. I think when bands reach a certain point, they've still got to stay fresh, like you were saying. But why do you think people still like you so much? Do you think that's part of its nostalgia, but part of the fact that people also love all of the new stuff as well?
Yeah, I think exactly that. I believe that, especially in this current state of the world, if people are going to spend hard-earned money on a ticket to come and see us, then they deserve the best possible night out they can get. You know, so you know, there's nothing better than playing in a room with loads of people staring at you, looking like they're having the best time of their lives. You know, and you know, we do get an awful lot of younger people coming, but certainly the people from our generation, they've probably spent months waiting for this night. They bought tickets months ago, so they've been building up to it, and who am I to disappoint them? You know, as long as I can swing my hips as a 50-year-old man and have a voice, then it's just the best thing in the world. It is the best job in the world. And then when you can get people like Rowetta to come and join you, then it's just makes it even more amazing.
Well, I love it, and I love your work ethic, because too many bands, they really are taking too much money for tickets and not giving it up. They're all, or not caring about the audience. And I really do. I give it everything I can. Sometimes I have a late night because I do after parties and stuff, but I still will make sure I look after my voice and make sure I try and give the audience everything they want. And that's what I can't wait. As I say, I'll see you in Manchester for the I'm going to definitely do the Manchester. If I could do the whole tour, I would do, but definitely doing Manchester. And yeah, and hopefully some festivals in the new year. I'll be playing on my birthday. You doing anything on my birthday?
Well, we do have, I think we're doing some in-stores, some record signings the week of release. So, but certainly, next year, our 30th anniversary year, we're going to be very, very busy. And more stuff is going to be announced as the time approaches. So yes, there's definitely going to be opportunities for us to get together and perform certainly this particular track, which will make everyone feel like they're in ecstasy, not on ecstasy, in ecstasy.
The feedback's been incredible. Even this morning, I said I was doing these interviews, and people are just going mad for this track. It's been brilliant.
So, are there plans for Rowetta to do any more tracks with you, Rick, or is it just this single?
Well, the door is massively open, you know. I mean, obviously,
but the album's not even out yet, is it, Rick?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally that. I mean, as Rowetta's just pointed out, the love for this, it only came out last Friday, officially for people to hear. I mean, we've been sat on this for ages. So, and it is a really satisfying feeling when you know you've done something that you're proud of, and you know that particular style of music is very good. So you're going to kind of win a few people over. It's just an amazing feeling, waiting for people to hear it. You know, it's like Christmas for people. You know, certainly for me, for wanting people to hear it and having to wait. So over this last weekend and the last few days, there has been so much love for this song. Now that people have actually heard it. So yes, to answer your question, James, the door is massively open for anything to happen in the future, and that's the great thing about life. When you know, we're not rigid. We're quite loose and easy.
Yep. And when's the album out? Where can people hear the rest of the tracks that are on this?
It's out on Rowetta's birthday.
There we go.
January the 5th.
January the 5th. So celebrate Rowetta's birthday by buying the album.
Yeah, and I'll be 37 or something.